Sometimes the biggest reason you're not changing is because of you. You are inhibiting your ability to change. Because, in all honesty, change is scary for 90% of us. Change means we're getting outside of our comfort zone. Change means we might have to change the things we're comfortable and enjoy around ourselves, even if it's not the best thing for us. Change can mean sometimes drastic change where your entire life is not the same as it was before. And we are doing this because it's for the betterment of ourselves. But we don't really realize it in the moment, right? Before you do anything, any big step in life, most of the times, unless you're in dire straits, unless it's crucial for your life to change because you will literally die or you'll literally be on the street or whatever extreme scenario you can think of, you don't have to change, right? You're just like, no, I'm a little overweight. It's fine. It's not that bad, right? But as soon as you go to the doctor and they're like, "Well, you're overweight, you have hypertension, you're pre-diabetic, you have cardiovascular disease, and it's all because of your weight. And if you don't change, well, you got around 5 years to live." If somebody said that to you, you have kids, loved ones, family that you care about, how fast would you change? How fast, if somebody said, "You have 1 year to change your entire life," how fast would you change? I Listen, I hope most of you are saying right away. I would start tomorrow, today, right away. But how about if I framed it like this? Go to the doctor. He's like, "Well, Jimmy, you got high blood pressure. Here, take some medicine. That's it. Go home." You go the next time. "Hey, Jimmy, well, you got diabetes. Here's some medicine." Okay. It's not dire. There's a little fix to keep you going. But eventually it catches up. But because you're not at that dire situation, that urgency isn't there. And urgency creates action, and action provides results. Without urgency, most of the time, most people don't change unless you really, really want to do it to benefit yourself because you know in the long term, you're looking ahead. You're not looking at the now or in the next year, you're looking at the next 10 years. And if you can do that, props on you. That is extremely challenging because without the urgency, you don't feel the need. You can slowly do it. You can start next year or the year after, and then it just habitual effect. But with the indication of urgency, you will do it. I see this stupid thing on social media, but it drives a good point. If I told you you had to make arbitrage number $100,000 next month, and you're making $10,000 a month, most people would say they can't do it. But if I held a gunpoint to their family or their loved ones or something they cared about so much and said, "You have to make $100,000 this month," you would do everything in your power to make that $100,000 because of urgency, because of that small change, because of that sense of I need to do this. It's a non-negotiable. My life is that important. The people around me are that important to me. I need to make that change. Okay? I'm not comfortable anymore. I can't be comfortable anymore because of that urgency. It has to get really bad sometimes for some of us to change. It shouldn't, but it does because most of us are sitting around just enjoying our lives being average. We don't want to better ourselves, right? It's good enough. I'm making just enough of money. I'm not too overweight. I'm not that unhappy with my relationship. I'm not that unhappy with where I live or my situation. You're fine. You'll sit there. Might be some bad days, a lot of bad days, but it's not bad enough. That urgency hasn't crept up to change your life. But as soon as it does, you make that change right away. And that is the difference. And that's why you are holding yourself back. You are self sabotaging yourself into staying the exact same way you are now because of urgency. So maybe you have to create some urgency in your life Make that urgency happen. Think of reasons on why you need to change, why it's important to you to create that urgency, that abundance of urgency to create action to get the results you need. Because, like I said, without urgency, nobody wants to do anything. Just sit around doing the same stuff, making the same excuses, sabotaging yourself every day, blaming it on other reasons, when in reality, if you had that urgency, you would figure it out. So understand that for most reasons of your life, not all of them, of course, you have the power to change those situations. You just need to put those thoughts into action to get the results. Create that urgency, create those actions, get the results.